Welcome to PhotoPlay's YouTube channel, and welcome to Tuesdays with Tina. My name is Tina Smith, and I have a fun Halloween project to share with you. We're using some dies and stamps from the Say It With Stamps collection. We have the Say It With Stamps iconic Boo and Eek stamp set, and then we also have the super fun Halloween Gnomes die set. We're going to create a cute little background with the large Boo in here, and then we're going to create the cute little a witch gnome for our card project today. So let's jump in and get started. First off, what we're going to do is create our background. Let's go ahead and take this out of the package. To do this, I need to bring in my stamping positioner. Okay, I'm bringing in a piece of white cardstock, place it in the bottom corner, and then I'm going to take my Boo, place it at the very bottom, just making sure it's straight. I'm going to pick this up with the lid of my stamping positioner, and what we're going to do is create a gradient of color. So I have some purples here, a light, medium, and dark. What we're going to do is start off with our lightest ink, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. May have to stamp it a couple times. Okay, wonderful. The next part is kind of easy. What we're going to do is take the ink pad and just swipe up to the halfway mark. And then using one of my finger daubers, I'm just going to soften the line here, just so we don't have any harsh lines. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. And it's okay if it looks a little distressed, because it's a Halloween card. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my darkest purple at the very bottom, kind of doing that swishing motion. And we'll go ahead and stamp this. And then we have a fun gradient Boo. Now what I'm going to do next is clean off my stamp, and I'm going to reposition this. And this time I'm going to go to the very top. And then I'm going to repeat the process, first with the lightest. Did it with our mid-tone. Okay, so we have the top and bottom. Now we need to fill in the middle section. To do that, it's very easy. I'm just going to evenly space these. This part doesn't have to be perfect. Let's go ahead and bring in, and then we're going to just repeat the process. Light first. Mid-tone. And then the darkest. Now we're almost done, and then we'll finish this off with our darkest. And that's all there is to it. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my panel and adhere it to the front of my card base. I'm just going to use my tape runner for this. Now we're going to put together our gnome. Now I went ahead and die cut out all the pieces to my gnome, and it's very easy to put together. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. First, before we put it together, I do want to add a little bit of shading to my gnome's outfit here. I'm going to be using the darkest ink that I used for my background panel, and then I'm going to use a blending brush here. I'm just going to pick up some ink and add some color at the very, very bottom and kind of fade up, just like we did the sentiment. That's all there is to that. And then these are the arms to our gnome. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, and then the same with this one. I'm adding the darker ink to where we're going to attach the hands here. Next we're going to add a little ink to our witch's hat here, just so everything's cohesive. Now I'm bringing in some brown ink and we're going to highlight our witch's braids, basically doing the same thing. Just going to pick up a little ink. I'm just going to add ink. The nice thing is the detail on these braids. We're just going to add color to one side here. Wonderful. That's all good to go. While I have my brown ink out, I'm also going to add a little bit of shading to my broom here. Now for my gnome's nose and his hands, rather than doing green, I thought we would switch it up and use some skin tones. So I have some 3 alcohol markers. What I'm going to do is take my lightest and just do a little shading over the entire hand. Now that we have this done, we can put together everything and create our gnome. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, and we're going to start with our gnome's body. These here are the gnome's feet. I'm just going to use little dots of glue at the very top, and then we can attach the feet here. After we have this done, we're going to go ahead and add we're going to add some glue at the very top of our little skirt, and then this is where we're going to add our hat. We'll just tack that right down. Next we're going to add our braid. I'm just going to add a little glue at the top of the braid, and we'll go ahead and attach these. These go directly on the hat. For my witch's nose, I am going to add a little dimension. So we're going to bring in some foam squares. I'm going to go ahead and add one behind the nose here. Okay, we have our hand pieces. I'm going to add glue. I'm going to take my arm, these are the gnome's arms, I'm going to add a little glue here, and then we can tack down our arm to our hand. I'll do the same with this one. Add a little glue, and we'll tack down our hand here. Now before I go any further, I'm going to create my broom. We're going to go ahead and take the top piece, add a little bit of glue. We'll attach the stick here. And then we have this little piece. Now this little piece can be die cut out 3 times. If you want to take this little piece, die cut out a couple more times and put it at the end of the braids, you can do that. Okay, let's add this detail piece to our witch's hat. Wonderful. And then we have this little piece, almost ran away from me. I'm going to add, this little piece goes for the witch's hat, the little buckle. And I die cut that out with some silver glitter cardstock, so we have a little bit of sparkle. Okay, and I also used the same cardstock and die cut out those extra bats. I have 3 black bats and 3 silver bats. Okay, I'm going to place my witch's broom where I want it to go, and then I'm going to place my hands accordingly. I'm going to add a foam square behind here. And then I'm going to go ahead and tack these down. And then I'm going to add a little extra glue behind here to tack down that broom so it doesn't go anywhere. And that is our cute little gnome witch. How cute is she? So easy to put together too. Okay, let's bring in our card base. Okay, before we adhere our witch, I trimmed down a 1/2-inch strip of some glitter cardstock. And I'm going to just use my tape runner and we're going to adhere it to the right here. Have a little glitz here. Now I'm going to take my witch. We're going to go ahead and add her to this bottom corner here. And then next we have these cute little bats. I'm just going to add adhesive or glue to the middle of it, fluff up those bat wings, and we're going to attach this in our background. So we have some bats fluttering around in the background. That finishes off my card today for Photoplay Paper. I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.